The Nintendo Switch has officially passed 100 million units sold. Let's get into it. Hello there everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is BoTalksMedia. Today Nintendo had their Q3 investor call where they went over sales details and a Q&A with their investors about the future of the company. Today we're only going to be talking about sales. I might do a separate video about that Q&A because there's some interesting stuff in there about NFTs and acquisitions. So I might do a separate video on that, but today we're going to talk about all the sales numbers for the hardware side and the software side because there's some really interesting stuff. Quite a few milestones have been added, or hits I should say, as well as a lot of, it's the holiday quarter we're reviewing now. A lot of stuff came out to really analyze and see how it did over the holiday period for the Nintendo Switch. So starting off with the big one, the Nintendo Switch has officially outsold the Nintendo Wii and the PS1, which is at 102 million. The Wii was at 101 million. So it has officially become, I believe, the fourth best-selling console of all time. Maybe that's home console. I know the PS4 is still ahead of it, the 3DS is still ahead of it, and the PS2 is still ahead of it. So I guess, yeah, fourth overall. So two Sony consoles and one Nintendo console. If I had to make a prediction, I would say that end-of-life Switch will probably pass PS4 because PS4 has really slowed down and the Switch hasn't really shown any sign of that yet. I think it makes sense that the Switch would probably hit, I think I made in my predictions video, like 125 to 130 million by the end of by this time next year, basically. So we're getting there, man. The Nintendo Switch has been an absolute massive success in the games industry. It's funny looking back 5 years ago, I just quote tweeted something where Kimishima, the former president of Nintendo, after Iwata's passing, made a statement during their financial briefing exactly 5 years ago, this quarter in 2017, before the Switch came out, that he predicts the Nintendo Switch will sell 100 million units. We're there. We made it, Kimishima. 5 years later, the Nintendo Switch has outsold the Wii, their best-selling home console of all time. So that is absolute massive numbers, and that's without any major hardware revision. I guess you can count the Nintendo Switch Lite as a major hardware revision because it's a big price shop too, but no power upgrades, nothing like that. No real reason for someone that bought a Switch in 2017 to upgrade their Switch. There's the OLED Switch, but like a lot of people aren't really going to care about that if they only play docked. So massive props. Round of applause to Nintendo for this one, because that is absolutely fantastic numbers, and we're there, man. But perhaps more interestingly for some people is the software sales. This is what I always get really excited about. Nintendo has on their Japanese website a page where you can look at the top 10 best-selling Switch software. I'm always excited to see what moves around, what gets bumped off. We did have a notable title get bumped out of the top 10 best-selling Switch first-party games today, so that's very notable. So let me start from the bottom here. So I have a Wayback Machine up so I can look at the old sales from last quarter from, I think it's September, correct? Yeah, September 30th was the last earnings result 3 months ago. So back then on September 30th, 2021, Ring Fit was at 12.21 million. Now Ring Fit is at 13.35. So it sold quite a bit over the holiday season. Now what's notable about that is that in September, Splatoon 2 was at 12.68 million. Splatoon has officially been knocked off because there's another game that got into the top 10. So Splatoon 2 is officially no more. No more Splatoon 2 in the top 10 of the Nintendo Switch's software sales. I don't see that coming back. I assume sales for Splatoon 2 are completely dried up, especially with Splatoon 3 coming this year. Maybe Splatoon 3 could have a really strong start, and we could see Splatoon in the top 10 again. But I think the days of Splatoon 2 are officially over. I think this solidifies it. It clearly did not sell very much in this past quarter, so rest in peace, Splatoon 2. You did us well. Now, moving on from that, we have a very notable new game get added to the list. Something I was not expecting to sell quite this well based on how a previous remake on the Switch did. But we have Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl launching, starting off first quarter, 14 million, or 13.97 to be more specific, but 14 million basically. I'm sure this is as of December 31st. Obviously it's past that now. It might even be at 15 million. So really strong start for Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. I was not really expecting that. I know it had a very good launch in Japan, but I don't know. I guess deep down I just don't like these games very much. So I was hoping, not hoping, I never want to hope for a game to do bad, but I wasn't expecting them to do much better than Let's Go did. I remember when Let's Go came out in 2018, it only did like 10 million. Granted, that was much smaller install base, so maybe that's why. Yeah, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, amazing launch for that. I can't believe it's already at 14 million. And the next one Right above that is Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee at 14.33 million. Before, I believe it was at 13.8 million. So it's Let's Go still selling. I mean, it's a Pokemon game that's going to happen. We saw Sword and Shield on this list to get to, which has officially become the second best-selling Pokemon game of all time, which is crazy. It finally outsold Gold and Silver. But moving on from that, we still have the original Super Mario Party. I wouldn't be surprised. This isn't going to get bumped off because it's already at 17.39 million. I don't see that really going anywhere. I don't really see, you know, well, maybe 3 more games could pass it up potentially, depending on how long the Switch lasts. But that's at 17.39. It was at 16.48. That's really good, actually. An old Mario Party sold 1 million units in a period where a new Mario Party released. That's crazy, actually. I haven't seen anybody talking about that, excuse me. That is actually kind of crazy. 1 million copies of an old Mario Party when there's a new Mario Party out. That's a little weird. But hey, Mario Party's got its legs, man. There's a huge jump after that, man. These once you get into the top 5, really top 6, actually. Yeah, top 6, you're talking about some big boys. So Mario Party was at 17.39. The next one after that is Mario Odyssey at 23.02. Now, before it was at 22 million or just shy of 22 million. Now it's gone up 1 million, basically. So Mario Odyssey still selling very well. I mean, 1 million units in a 3-month holiday period for a game that's 5 years old is really good. Or I guess 4 years old, right? That's really good. I'm sure Nintendo's very happy about that. 1 million units for something they're not doing anything with anymore. Hey, good for them. Also, I just realized, man, I'm surprised that 3D World plus Bowser's Fury is nowhere on this list. I think they said it sold like 9 million, so I guess it's just shy of being here. But anyway, don't want to get too sidetracked. As I mentioned, Pokemon Sword and Shield is at 23.9 million, just shy of 24, probably at 24 when you consider this is a month-old data from Nintendo. So that's amazing for Sword and Shield. Before it was at 22.64, which back then it was just shy of overtaking Gold and Silver as the second best-selling Pokemon game. Well, now we know Pokemon Sword and Shield is officially the second best Pokemon game. The sales, you can't argue with the sales, guys. Gen 8? It's the second best Pokemon. The only thing better than Gen 8 is Gen 1. No, obviously I'm kidding. Sword and Shield is a very divisive title. But hey, great for a Pokemon company, great for Game Freak. That is a very strong showing for a set of games that the internet would have you believe no one likes. I ain't gonna put my piece here, but hey, let's just say that's good for Game Freak. Let's put it that way. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, like Mario Odyssey, 5-year-old game, closer to 5 years old now than Odyssey is, sold another million, almost actually 1.5 million, yeah. So it was at 24.13 million, now it's at 25.8 million, or 80, I should say. That's crazy. This is, I mean, good job, Nintendo, for making this long-lasting software that just keeps selling year after year. The next 2 games make sense because they're more live servicey and have not updates for the first game, obviously. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But great for them, man. I mean, hey, I want Breath of the Wild too, as much as the next guy. But apparently, you know, Breath of the Wild is still selling like it's a brand new game. So why even release it? You know? I'm kidding, Nintendo. Please. Please give me Breath of the Wild 2. It's been 5 years. Please. After that, we have a game that I would have expected to kind of start dropping off personally, because I feel like the community that wants it has already gotten it, but hey, evidently not. So in September, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate was at 25.71 million. Now it's at 27.4 million, 40 million. So great sales there. Once again, that's what, 2 million almost for this last quarter, or 1 million. Oh, no, it's 2 million. Yeah, 2 million copies of Smash sold during the holiday quarter. That's great for Smash. It really goes to show how good the Switch is as a holiday console. It's such a perfect gift. You get the console, you get your Smash, you get your Mario Kart, you get your Animal Crossing, you get your Mario Odyssey. So many system sellers, so many must-haves, I should say, with the Switch. You know, I've been reflecting. I've been feeling a little bit nostalgic for that Switch launch now. I was looking at some of my older tweets, like I mentioned, and back then, we were so unsure about what was going to happen, and now looking back, we have really, undisputably, a fantastic library of games. But that's another video for another day. 2 more games left. Animal Crossing New Horizons. So this is a pretty important period for this game. This is the period that Happy Home Paradise released with the Switch Online expansion pack, as well as a standalone DLC. So in September, it was at 34.85 million, and now it is at 37.62. So it sold 3 million in that last quarter. I think that's a pretty big increase, I believe, over previous quarters in 2021. Obviously in 2022 it was a juggernaut, but I think that DLC did help show some renewed interest in that game, and it looks like to me that game's probably going to hit 40 million, which is absolutely insane for an Animal Crossing game. Listen, Animal Crossing was big on the 3DS. It wasn't that big. It wasn't Mario Kart big. It wasn't 10 million more than Smash Bros. Big. That is absolutely crazy. I think we all need to kind of buckle down and expect a lot more Animal Crossing in the near future. Whenever Nintendo's next console comes out, you better believe Animal Crossing is going to be right there. After Splatoon 3 finishes development, they're probably moving right on to the next Animal Crossing for the next console, if I'm being honest. Maybe I'll do a video on that too now that I'm thinking about it, because 40 million for Animal Crossing is almost... That's insane. That's absolutely insane. And then, of course, the final game on this list, a game that hopefully we'll be getting a sequel to this year. Hey, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I saw some rumors when I woke up this morning. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So in September, it was at 38.74 million. It is now at 43.535 million. So a 5 million sales increase for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Of course, the best-selling Switch game far and wide. That's crazy, man. I mean... You know, you look at these sales numbers every quarter for 5 years, you kind of get numb to some of them increasing. For some reason, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe never ceases to amaze me. I don't understand who is buying a Switch that doesn't already have that game or already have an interest in that game. It's crazy to me. Hey, great for Nintendo. Please give us Mario Kart 9, Nintendo. That's all I want now. But there you guys have it. That is an updated look at Nintendo's sales numbers for Q3 of their fiscal year ending in March. I always love doing these because I don't know, I just love sales numbers, and there were quite a few milestones added here. And then also one bonus. I almost got you there. I was going to end the video, but now I got a bonus for you. One bonus sale happened, or a sales number released from Nintendo Switch in Japan. Actually, I'm not sure if it's from Japan specifically, but David Gibson, a well-known analyst in the industry, tweeted out Nintendo Switch JP data, so I'm assuming this is just Japanese sales. Actually, yeah, that has to be just Japanese sales. But Pokemon Legends Arceus has sold 1.425 million copies, so 1,425,000 copies, making it the second best-selling Switch title. Second best-selling Switch title of all time in its first week in Japan, behind Animal Crossing, which sold 1.8 million basically. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl sold 1.4, so not too far above Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, but also you have to consider that's 2 games, and it was released during the holiday period. So amazing start to Legends Arceus. I cannot wait to see what those sales numbers look like come the next fiscal earnings call, because I could definitely see that being at the 15, 16, 17 even million mark if the game carries this momentum that it has right now, because people are loving that game. So yeah, Nintendo Switch year 5 doing pretty good already, guys. But there you guys have it. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, if you found it informative, or if you just like looking at all these numbers with me, please subscribe for more content like this. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at BoTalksMedia. I'm on Instagram. I'm on the TikTok sometimes, you know, all these places. And share the video around. I'm really trying to grow this channel. I really would appreciate that. But until next time, guys, bye-bye.